these roads go on forever. I'm on a road just outside the campground, riding my bike. Well, I wouldn't say just outside the campground. 10-ish miles maybe. I wanted to see where roads go. It's starting to rain now and I don't have my rain gear. And these roads go back forever. So I better not. I guess I better know when to fold them. The reason I say that is because Candy and I took the Toyota down a road like this. It just kept going and going and going and going. It said public access to some lake, but it didn't say how far it was. And so we were driving over half an hour down this dirt road, worse than this. And so yeah, we did a 10-point turn in the middle of the road and came back. And it was nice when I left, but it gets, the weather goes south bad quick here, so I better make a beeline for home. Sky is getting dark. I'm at a frantic pace now. I see the check-in station, so might be getting a nick of time. Look at the sky. Got everything packed up, Starlink down, jacks up, slide in. Candy's in the car. Give it the once around. Time for home. And we're gonna take our time. I just need to get the jacks, or the ramps I should say. Got the backup camera on. Get the back door unlocked here. I always almost forget these, because you kind of forget they're there. Never did use the kayak. The weather wouldn't allow it. Didn't use my metal detector, and I did bring in the new Harbor Freight solar panel, the Thunderbolt. I haven't talked about it yet, but we didn't need it either. Now we're just gonna go dump our tanks. I did notice that the roof could use a good clean, and I'll do that when I get home. Give it the once around. All right. Water is it? Well, yeah, maybe. This is the where you dump your trash and your tanks. I could have waited till I got home to do this because I have the station to do it, but yeah, what the heck, it's still early. Alright, now we got one less thing to do when we get home. Tanks are all dumped. The weather is today on leave day is pretty much the same as it's been the whole time we're here. Sunshine, sun doesn't shine. Pours, rain, stops. You know, it's very unpredictable. It's more predictable back Brainerd way instead of up here. And Candy's gonna follow me. About driving this big Kodiak like this is as I get these semi-rigs coming back the other way, as I'm going by them, I can look them square in the eye. I don't have to look up at them, or I can't see them at all, like in a regular truck or a sedan. I'm like looking at them right square in the eye. And a couple of them waved to me. They're like, eh. On our way home, still made it to Hibbing, Minnesota. 7.5 gallons of gas. 42 bucks. Oh, there she is. I thought she'd went on without me. She needs to follow me. You guys ever hear of a satellite pump? I pulled up to a satellite pump, and it's like there's no gauges or reading to tell you how much gas or gallons you got or how much it costs. I guess it works off of some kind of satellite thing.
Turn right onto First Street, then turn right onto US 1.
So the lady told me if I didn't have the equipment or whatever to use a satellite pump, that I had to move to a different pump that was normal. I was like, no, I don't need gas.
Turn right onto US 169 South.
Yes, we're still in episode 7 here. This is episode 7 of our camping trip to Ely, and made it home, got some yard work done. Now I'm going fishing, and we're gearing up for our next trip. We already have reservations for it, so see you out on the lake. Tell you a little bit about our Ely trip. Or Ely? Eli? I don't know. First off, our Starlink. Our Starlink was phenomenal. It worked fantastic. All we did was just set it on the roof, and we're 2 different campsites. Of course, they were right next door to each other in a heavily wooded area, like you saw. All we did was just set it on the roof of the camper. Bada bing, bada boom. It worked. Didn't do anything. Didn't even see it move. It just worked. It worked excellent. So, yeah, that was nice. That was the first thing that was really nice. Secondly, the campground itself was, I can't say it enough, was unique, and it was just wonderful. Everything was clean. The trails were well groomed. People were just so pleasant, so nice. And the weather really did not cooperate. It was really rainy and windy the whole time. But that kind of forces you to go out more, right? I mean, you only have so much time in such an area, so that didn't affect us any. It didn't affect me at all. None the least. I went out and did just as much as I would in the rain as I normally would have, and as nice as it is today, getting ready to launch my boat. And third, it was nice because we'd never been there before. It was a new experience for us. It's just a nice northern town. That was very unique in and of itself. I guess I better concentrate backing up here. Hawk. A hawk getting chased away by Mama Papa bird. Hawk trying to raid the nest. So there are advantages and disadvantages to taking or towing a separate car with you when you go camping. And the advantages are obvious, you know, you can get around go downtown as much as you like, see the sights, drive around the park, and you don't have to take your house with you. If you watch YouTube for any length of time with these people that live full-time on the road, a great deal of them, the successful ones, all started out just living, you know, kind of simple lives in their van or their RV. And that was their only means of transportation. And they seemed to do fine. In fact, that's what made them popular, is everyone was looking for that, like, freedom. If you want to call it that. Freedom from the stress of a full-time job, from having too much stuff, I guess. It was sensationalized to the fact that, you know, the first few people that started doing it started become a craze. I think that was during the '08 housing crash or something like that. A lot of people ended up living in their vehicles. And the more successful they became on YouTube, the more money they made. And the more money they made, the more stuff they started to accumulate. You know, they'd go from little junky, used, you know, clunky camper vans that they paid next to nothing for. You know, sleeping on a mattress in the back with nothing, no other facilities except, you know, the outdoors. 2 big Class A diesel pushers with tow vehicles behind them. And if they made it that far on YouTube, yeah, I'd say go for it if that's what you want. But the one thing that you learn having a tow vehicle is you take more stuff in the trunk. You can take a lot more stuff, and then you end up not using 90% of it, but it's there just in case. That's the thought process, right? It's there just in case. The one thing that we didn't get to do was break out the kayak, blow up the inflatable kayak. Yeah, the weather just, I don't know. I just didn't feel comfortable with all the thunder and not so much lightning, a lot of thunder, a lot of rain. I just didn't feel comfortable using it during those weather conditions. Like, what is that? That's a helicopter. But yeah, it pretty much rained the whole time we were there. No hail, no tornadoes, none of the stuff that was projected to go on did go, at least ways in our area where we were staying. But we had a considerable amount of rain back here at the Homestead. Over an inch of rain while we were gone. But hey, everything's fine. Another thing about our trip and the gas prices, I think, is probably because of it. There wasn't that many people. I mean, there just wasn't, like you would expect. I mean, with an area like that, I don't know, maybe that's the typical, because we've never been there before, but there was plenty of open campsites. In fact, we moved from one campsite to the other, and the campsite that we had to vacate, nobody came to it. And so, kind of waste of time. I guess somebody was supposed to come, but they didn't. So, yeah, there was kind of like that feeling of having the run of the place. And most of the people, I mean, there was a lot of families there with their kids and stuff like that too. But it seemed like the majority of the people were folks our age, just looking to get away, let's just say. There's a pretty good chance I won't go back there. Not because it wasn't a great place, but because there's too many other places to go that I haven't seen. And, you know, I doubt in my lifetime I could camp at all the campgrounds around these parts. I'm gonna try, though. I'm gonna try. I really like that area. I bet I wouldn't like it that well in the winter. Now, it's cold where I live. Zone 3 gardening type of stuff. It's cold. Not like up there. That's like living in Canada. Yeah. But yeah, it's just like anything else. You get used to it. It's easier for me to stay warm than it is to try to get cool if you're hot. That's just me personally. A lot of people like the desert. I lived there, I didn't like it. But traveling and going around these Minnesota parks and lakes and stuff like that is a real thrill. The Ely area is just, I mean, it's just not describable. I can't say it's better than here because I haven't spent enough time up there, but there's some pretty enormous lakes up there. You know, Voyager, Lake of the Woods, Vermilion. There's Superior, yeah, the Great Lakes, who can forget that? That's a destination I'd like to try to hit this year. Go up the Gunflint Trail. We were gonna do it while we was up there, but we didn't feel like we got to see enough. And so we were running around looking at all the stuff that we could, and you got to worry about, you know, you have other people taking care of your place, you know, watering your gardens, feeding your animals, that kind of thing. And I wouldn't trade it for life on the road, though. I can tell you that. I really enjoy the outdoors, and I really enjoy exploring and seeing new sights and things like that. But most of all, I enjoy having a house to live in. Okay, I could never trade that and do a life on the road thing. It just, no. Some people like it. Some people like it. I mean, I wouldn't be one of them. Hi guys. Any good?
Luck?
Not for me. You?
You didn't even find them.
I know. They're.
Fuck.
It's after the rain, I guess.
Yeah.
Showing lots of fish on the depth finder. Tons. Pretty decent fish. Canadian geese and their babies. There's a lot of them. Alright everyone, I'm gonna call it a day or like a morning, and thank you guys for watching. Thanks for coming along. And like I said, we're gearing up to head out again in the Kodiak whenever. It won't be long. So I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching the series.